Raven Elyse TV.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Raven, and today I am here with yet another highly requested video. This is going to be all the advice that I could think of for upcoming YouTubers and people who just want to grow their channel and get some tips and advice for YouTube. A lot of you guys know that I have been on YouTube for years and years and years. I've had my YouTube channel since like 2009, I think was my first YouTube channel when it first started. So now that I'm in this position with YouTube being my full-time job, I finally feel like I can make kind of an all-in-one video just giving you guys some advice. Also, this is probably my most highly requested video ever in life, or just most frequently asked question. Anything that has to do with being a YouTuber, starting a channel, increasing the quality of your content, anything like that, this is the #1 thing that people ask me. So I definitely wanted to make a video that just kind of encompassed everything that I can share with you guys. I mean, by no means am I an expert. I don't know everything. I don't have the answers to every single question, but I am going to share everything that I could possibly share and everything that I do know. And everyone is going to be different. Some of this stuff is not going to apply to everyone. I understand that, but kind of just take everything I say with a grain of salt, and hopefully you can learn something by the end of the video. Okay, so I wanted to quickly break down what it means to be a full-time YouTuber. How do YouTubers make money in the first place? All that stuff. So basically the #1 way that a YouTuber makes money in the first place is through advertising. So this video is basically just going to cover 3 basic sections. The first section is tips and advice for before you make your YouTube channel. And then #2 is going to be as you are creating your YouTube channel and as you're getting started with it. And then #3 is going to be kind of as you go and if you've had your channel for a while. Okay, so let's start with the before you make your YouTube channel section. So I get a lot of questions and comments saying that, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. I'm nervous. I want to, but I just haven't done it yet. Or I created my channel, but I didn't put anything on it yet. Blah, 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 blah. I want to be a YouTuber, but I just don't know what to do. So my #1 piece of advice for before you make your YouTube channel is to just honestly ask yourself, am I cut out for this? Is this really my thing? Is this really what I want to do? And this basically applies to anybody who is planning on taking YouTube seriously. Really, all of my advice in this video is for people who plan on taking YouTube seriously, people who would like to someday have YouTube be their full-time job, or would like to actually, you know, make it a legitimate, I don't want to say a business, but people who might be looking at it as a little bit more than just a fun hobby. Because obviously if you're really just looking at YouTube as just a totally just, you know, fun hobby, then, you know, you're not really going to need advice. You're not really going to care about any of these things. You're just going to be doing whatever you want to do because it's fun. And that's totally, totally fine. I think that's awesome. People who, you know, don't care and they just do whatever they want and it's just for fun, I think that's awesome. That's how I started out. So honestly, that's the best way to start out. But if you're getting to the point where you're wanting to take it a little bit more seriously, or you're wanting to actually kind of turn it into a business or something like that, that's what this advice is for. And what I mean by that is you have to ask yourself, am I cool with being on camera? Am I good in front of the camera? Do I like being in front of the camera? Do I like the idea of putting my face in videos for thousands or maybe millions of people to see? You have to ask yourself if you're ready for the judgment and the criticism that comes with YouTube. Unfortunately, that is a big part of YouTube. You are putting your face and your talents and your thoughts in a video, and you are sharing it with the whole world via the internet. So there are some things that come with that in terms of being comfortable with doing that in general. You also have to ask yourself if you're ready and willing for the time commitment that goes into it. Being a YouTuber is not easy. It takes a lot of time to just be a YouTuber in general. It's just time consuming, trust me. So you have to ask yourself if you're up for that as well. And also ask yourself if YouTube is really the best way to achieve what you're trying to achieve. We all have different goals. I know in the beauty community, there's a lot of self self-taught makeup artists, self-taught hairstylists, people who are just into fashion and style in general, who want to share those talents with the world and probably try to teach their viewers something. But YouTube is not the only way that you can do that. You can also just have an actual regular blog website, or you can actually just do it through Instagram or any other social media website. So you just have to remember that YouTube is not the only option. Just because it is the most popular option right now and it seems really trendy and it seems like it's what everyone else is doing, it's not your only option. So if you're the type of person who is not really good on camera or good with videos or good with the technology behind filming and editing videos, then you may want to reconsider doing a YouTube channel and maybe just doing a written blog instead. The next question that you have to ask yourself is, if I'm gonna make a channel, what is my channel gonna be about? Now, you have a lot of wiggle room with this. Me personally, I don't think that you have to just stick with one theme or one topic on your channel. You can have as many themes and topics and types of videos on your channel as you want. But you have to have something on there. You have to have something that you can provide for content and that you can keep on providing over time. If you only have 2 or 3 video ideas for whatever you wanna make your YouTube channel about, that's not going to be enough to keep on creating content and keep on gaining subscribers and stuff like that. You're going to have to know that you need a lot of content, a lot of ideas, a lot of topics. So ask yourself if you're actually going to be able to come up with enough content. Ask yourself if you're going to be able to be consistent with it. And if you're making a YouTube channel that is on a certain subject, like let's say you're making a makeup YouTube channel specifically, ask yourself if you're actually knowledgeable enough on makeup and know enough stuff about makeup to continue making more than just 2 or 3 videos about makeup. If the answer is no, then you may want to consider adding in another topic or doing another topic in general. Also, remember that there are so many different topics and themes and categories that you can do for YouTube. Like I said, you don't have to just stick to one thing. You don't have to just stick to what everyone else is doing. I know a lot of my viewers, because I am in the beauty community, it can be, feel like the beauty community is the only community and the only thing that you can make videos about is hair and makeup and clothes. And that's not true. You can make videos about anything. I've seen so many successful YouTube channels about a bunch of different topics. I personally subscribe to a YouTube channel that's all about baking cakes. And then I subscribe to another YouTube channel that's all about making healthy food. And then I subscribe to another one that's really not about anything. It's just about whatever they wanted to talk about that day, or comedy, or science, or history, or anything. Like literally anything that you are personally interested in, you can make a YouTube channel about that, because it's much easier to have a successful YouTube channel when it's a topic that you are basically an actual expert on, or at least if you're not an expert, something that you're passionate about. And the last question that you should ask yourself before you make your channel is, how am I going to stand out? Like I said, this is for people who kind of want to take YouTube a little bit more seriously and actually care about this type of thing. But you have to kind of think about that. Is this idea that I'm coming up with for my YouTube channel, does it already exist? Has this been done before? You don't want to be a carbon copy of somebody else who already exists. You want to be yourself. You want to stand out. You want to showcase your individuality. That way people will be more likely to subscribe to you, because it'll be something they've never seen before. Someone they've never seen before. You're not going to get confused with the next person, and they're not going to forget about you because you actually stand out. So there's many ways that you can achieve that. Really, the main way is just to be yourself and let your personality shine through. But that's definitely a question that you have to ask yourself. Is my channel original? I know for a lot of YouTubers, the #1 way that they make their channel original and that they allow themselves to stand out is by telling their own story in some way. So a couple of examples. My friend Vicky, a big thing that was on her channel was the fact that she got married at a young age, and she kind of tells that story through her YouTube channel. So that's something kind of unique and different that people can relate to, and a reason why they might want to subscribe to her, along with the fact that she's really good at hair and makeup and fashion and things like like that. But that little unique thing about her is what makes her stand out, at least in my opinion. For me, something that made me stand out, at least in the beginning, was the fact that I had severe cystic acne, and I was sharing my acne story with the public. And at the time, there wasn't that many people on YouTube who was telling that same story of struggling with acne. So that was something that made me stand out and a reason why people would want to subscribe to me. Also, somebody like Elyse Forever Flawless, she got a lot of traffic to her channel through her braces story. She got braces and she kind of documented her whole experience with getting braces and getting her teeth straightened. So that was something that made her stand out. So you can kind of ask yourself, do I have anything in my life that can kind of tell my story and maybe help someone and also help me stand out on YouTube? Okay, so let's move on to tips and advice for when you're actually creating your channel. Is when you're creating your channel, try to pick a simple, professional, easy to remember channel name. You do not want to pick something that is going to be too hard to remember, too hard to pronounce, doesn't make any sense, or might end up embarrassing you in the long run. Remember that you might end up working with very professional companies. This name might end up plastered all over everywhere, so you definitely want it to be something that you're proud of, that you're not going to get embarrassed of, that you're kind of not going to grow out of. I made the mistake of naming my first channel The Ray Baby Show, which I guess isn't that bad, but to me it was childish, it was weird, and it embarrassed me after a while. After I got older, I was like, I do not want to be referred to as The Ray Baby Show or Ray Baby Ray anymore. I want something that's a little bit more streamlined, mature, and professional. So for me, the easiest way to come up with a name like that is to just use your real name or some variation of your real name. So I changed my channel to Raven Elyse TV, which is just my first and middle name, and add TV on the end because, you know, it's videos. So Raven Elyse TV, that's really simple. It's also really good because since it is actually my name, it helps in terms of getting my name out there. People say getting your name out there, but if it's Star Diva 007, that's not your name. I don't know who Star Diva 007 is. I'm not gonna know Star Diva 007 on the street. But if you use your real name, it actually gets your name out there, if that makes sense. So when companies are contacting you, they can actually write the email and put your real name in it and feel like they actually know who they're talking to. And once again, these are just my personal opinions, but I also think that staying away from words like makeup, beauty, fashion when you're creating your name is good because so many people use those keywords in their names that it's easy to get different YouTubers mixed up. You don't want to get mixed up with the next YouTuber because your name is so similar to their name. You want your name to stand out. So like I said, the easiest way for your name to stand out is to just actually use some variation of your real name. So I would just stay away from those keywords, if that makes sense, or at least if you're going to use one of those keywords, use your real name with it. For example, my friend Ashley, her channel name is Ashley D Beauty. So she has her real name in there, Ashley D, but she added beauty in there, which is like a cute touch, and it kind of tells you what her channel is going to be about, and it still has that keyword in there, but not in a way where it's going to get mixed up with the next YouTuber or it's going to be too hard to remember. Next thing when you're making your channel after you picked out your name is to brand yourself. Think about the fact that your YouTube channel could very well become a brand and it's representing you. So it's kind of fun to actually pick out like a color scheme or kind of a theme that you're going to go with, different fonts and different backgrounds and stuff like that. You can create your header for your YouTube channel, take a nice headshot of yourself and use that for your YouTube icon, and different little things like that that you can customize on your channel and kind of have it all go together and match and look professional so that when somebody goes to your channel, they feel like they're looking at something that is, you know, worth watching. For me, for a long time, my brand was kind of hot pink and mint green and gold. Those have always kind of been my colors over the years. I have since dropped the hot pink, and then I was kind of just going for the mint green and gold thing. And then I've kind of since dropped the mint green a little bit too, and now I'm just going for like everything gold. So if you guys notice on my channel, my header, and then even throughout my videos when I'm editing my videos, my opening intro and my outro all kind of match each other with the whole gold theme and the fonts that I'm using. When it comes to making headers and stuff like that, that's where programs like Photoshop and stuff come into play. I took classes in high school on Photoshop, so I kind of got a head start with how to do all those things myself. If you do not know how to do those things yourself, you have two options. You can either hire someone or find someone to do it for you, especially if you're in college. There's probably tons of graphic design majors that are willing to do some work for cheap, so keep that in mind. Or you can learn how to do it yourself. The internet is your friend. Google is your friend. You want to research everything anyway. Research is the key to success when it comes to this type of thing. You can just take some time out of your day to research everything, look everything up, even go to the library if you need to, and teach yourself how to do these things so that you can make your own header, so that you can edit your videos and make all these different little aspects of your channel. And when it comes to research, the best way to do research is to do it on your own as much as possible. I say that because it's usually the fastest, most efficient way to get things done. So when I say research, I don't mean go ask the next person, go ask your favorite YouTuber, hey, how did you do this? And go ask this person on Instagram, can you tell me how to do this? Or can you teach me how to do this? Or can you take time out of your day to give me a one-on-one tutorial on how you did this? Because I need to know and I don't know how to do it. I don't think that that's the best way to learn, just because you're now relying on that person to give you the information. You're relying on that person to reply to you. You're waiting for them to answer your email. You're waiting for them to answer your comment. And that can really not work out in your favor sometimes. So really the easiest way to learn something or find the answer to something is to just look it up yourself. You know, Google pretty much can answer any question. YouTube can answer any questions. There's so many pre-existing videos that already are out there for you that most of the time you're not gonna need to ask me or anyone else to make a new tutorial on it, because there's probably already a tutorial out there. I know for one, I watched a lot of videos from ShamelessMaya here on YouTube because she's really good with the tech stuff and Photoshop and cameras and lighting and stuff like that, and she has actually made some really helpful videos. She made these videos probably like last year or 2 years ago, but they're really helpful, and it's really easy to just go on her channel, click on her videos, and take some time to watch her videos and learn something from her, rather than me going and asking the next person to like personally teach it to me, if that makes sense. So if there's anything that you need to know in terms of setting up your YouTube channel or learning certain equipment and programs, just Google it, YouTube it. Trust me, it usually helps a lot. Also, when it comes to equipment, speaking of equipment and programs and stuff like that, when you're first making your channel and you're first starting out, there is no reason to just completely blow your budget on the top of the line expensive equipment, because usually the most expensive equipment is the most professional and advanced equipment, so it's going to be harder to use. Like, I recently just got this Canon camera and I'm still learning how to use it. I've been using cameras for years and years and years, but I had never leveled up to a camera like this, the Canon 70D, before, so I was just using, you know, simple point and shoot cameras and stuff like that. I started off with very basic affordable equipment, and these days with the way that technology is set up, affordable does not mean bad. There's a lot of affordable cameras and stuff out there that can still give you great quality content. All you really need when you're first starting out is a simple, affordable HD camera, maybe a ring light or something like that. But honestly, you don't really even need lighting. You can just use natural lighting. I'm using natural lighting right now. I don't have any light set up. I'm just filming in front of a window, and that's completely free. And also, when it comes to software, if you buy a Mac computer, your Apple computer is going to come with iMovie already on it for free. iMovie is a perfectly good editing software for editing YouTube videos. I used iMovie for years and years and years, and it totally does the job, and they've recently updated it so it's even better now. So usually any computer that you buy is usually going to have some type of software that comes for free on it that you can just start off with. There really is no reason to immediately purchase Final Cut Pro. I currently use Final Cut Pro to edit my YouTube videos, but it does cost, is it $200 or $300? It costs a lot of money, and so if you're just starting out, there's no reason to hurry up and try to get it. Just start with the basics and teach yourself how to do the basics and then level up as you go. And like I said, if you want specific names of specific cameras, specific lighting, specific editing equipment, and what's best for beginners and stuff like that, I highly suggest that you check out ShamelessMaya's channel and just type it into YouTube in general, because other people have made similar videos as well, just because they are more experts on that stuff. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. I'm not really so much of an expert when it comes to equipment, so I don't want to say the wrong thing, but like I said, definitely check out ShamelessMaya because I know she helped me out a lot. Research as you go, upgrade as you go, start small, start humble, and teach yourself as you go along. There's no reason to try to be perfect from the jump, because you're never going to be perfect from the jump. If you go on almost any YouTuber's page and click on their videos and scroll down to like their first couple of videos, you're probably gonna laugh, because the first couple of videos are always gonna be awkward, the lighting is gonna be wrong, you're still figuring it out, and you have to give yourself that time to figure it out. You're not gonna be perfect on your first video. You shouldn't expect that, and you shouldn't, you know, pressure yourself to do that anyway. It's kind of the fun of going through the process, and that's part of the fun of the journey anyway, is upgrading as you go along. I also get a lot of comments of people saying that they want to start a YouTube channel, but they're kind of being a perfectionist and they don't want to even start their channel or post their first video until they get everything perfect, until they get the exact camera that they want and the exact lights that they want, and until they can get Final Cut Pro. They don't even want to do it at all until they can have the best of the best, which it seems in theory like a good idea, because it's like, oh, I'm going to start strong, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, you're kind of just pushing back your success, because meanwhile, while you haven't even posted your first video yet, there's so many other YouTubers who are posting videos, even though they might not be the top of the line, high quality videos that you're trying to do. They're still videos and they're still good enough. And because they're posting videos, their channel is getting started. They're starting to gain subscribers, they're starting to gain views, they're starting to get their name out there because they actually started. You, on the other hand, have not started your channel because you're trying to wait for perfection. Like I said, you're not going to get perfection anyway, so it's like, what are you waiting for? The big question is, what are you waiting for? When it comes to YouTube, my opinion is that you should just start. Like, don't think about it too much. Don't try to make it perfect. Don't try to, you know, just don't overthink it. Just do it. Just get it started, because you have to start somewhere. A big thing with being a YouTuber is time, and the time that it takes to grow your channel. No matter what you do, it's going to take time. So if you're sitting there waiting, time is not on your side. So like I said, I just suggest that you just start it. If you're sitting in your chair right now and you've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, or you've always wanted to film your first video, post your first video, do it. Get up and do it. The first free opportunity that you have this week, do it, because there is no reason for you to hold back. Is a certain element of competition to this whole YouTube thing, and like I said, if you're one of those people who is trying to take it a little bit more seriously, like I said, time is just not on your side. So that's really the biggest piece of advice I can give you, is just remember that time is not on your side. And while you're not doing this, and while you're waiting on this, and while you're freaking out about this, the next person is getting up and doing it. They're getting their videos posted, they're getting their views up, they're getting their subscribers up. So that's really the best thing that you can do. And once you get started, you have to be consistent. Consistency is really big on YouTube. If you start your channel and you post your first video in February and then you don't ever post again until like May, all your subscribers are gonna forget about you. They're gonna forget that you exist. They might even unsubscribe from your channel because they think that you quit YouTube or whatever. So you wanna be consistent. That doesn't mean that you have to post a video every day. It doesn't even mean that you have to post a video every week. But I would say at least once a month is probably a good goal to start off with. And you can also just make a schedule. I personally definitely make a schedule for all my videos. I'm on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday schedule. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then I post my vlogs on Sunday, and I schedule out my videos based on that and based on whatever else I got going on in my life, just to make it easier for me, just that I know I'm gonna have content next week, so that I don't pop up and it's Monday and I'm like, oh, I don't know what videos I'm gonna do. I don't have any ideas. I don't have anything to film. I don't have anything to post. I try to do it ahead of time and to plan at least 1 week in advance so that I know what I'm gonna be posting that week and I don't have to stress out about it at the last minute. So then when it comes to getting more subscribers and growing your channel, you obviously kind of don't have as much control over it as we would like to have. I mean, it's not really up to us who likes us and who decides to subscribe to our channel, but you can set yourself up for success by, like I said, just having a unique channel, having some originality to it. Like I said earlier, having something that stands out about your channel, telling your story, being yourself. Being yourself is like the #1 thing. You do not want to be a carbon copy of anybody else. You want to stand out because that's what gives people a reason to subscribe to you. And obviously actually having, you know, decent quality content and putting some real time and effort into your content. People appreciate that type of thing, especially nowadays with how like a lot of YouTube videos are coming out to be very professional and very well edited and stuff like that. People really appreciate that. They want to see that you actually took your time with this video, that you put some thought into it, that you know, did some research on it or whatever. So having actual high quality content that you take your time with is another way that you're gonna set yourself up to actually gain subscribers and gain views. And of course, the other way that you can help get subscribers is by promotion, and mostly self-promotion. But you have to do self-promotion the right way. There is a right and a wrong way to do self-promotion, in my opinion. You never want to be seen as spam. Nowadays, there is a big thing with self-promotion spam, where people will go onto videos and leave comments saying, check out my channel, here's my channel link, check out my channel, oh, nice video, but check out my channel. And you see all these comments and it's like, does anybody ever even click on your channel? Does that actually work? I don't think that works, and I honestly think that that's rude, because you're coming onto somebody else's platform and you're basically trying to, in a sense, steal their subscribers and steal their thunder and take away from what their video was actually about to just shout yourself out. And to me, I think that that's just bad taste, and I would never do that, and I have never done that. So the whole check out my channel comments on other people's videos, I would say stay away from that, because honestly, when I see it happening, I don't see a lot of people saying, oh yeah, cool, I'm gonna check out your channel, cool. I wouldn't suggest spamming people like that. And that goes for on anything, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, whatever. If you're just leaving these copy and pasted comments, check out my channel, all over the place in all these different comment sections, that's just spam. I mean, that's really what it is, it's spam, and it's not really gonna help you. So instead of doing that, you wanna do self-promotion the correct way, which is really more like networking. You wanna actually draw people into who you are so that they will want to check out your channel on their own accord. So for example, if you're watching a YouTube video and maybe this YouTuber has a lot of subscribers or something, instead of leaving a comment saying, hey, check out my channel, leave a really thought-provoking comment, leave a really funny comment, leave a comment that people are going to notice and pay attention to. So when they see your comment and they say, wow, this girl is really funny, or this girl is really smart, or this girl knows a lot about what she's talking about in this comment, they're automatically gonna wanna click on your face and go to your channel and see if you have any videos and see what you're all about, because your comment was thought-provoking or whatever. But just saying, hey, check out my channel, because I told you to, because I have a channel, so check it out, that's not really going to be enough to actually convince somebody to click on your face. But leaving an actual thought-provoking, funny, smart comment will make someone want to click on your face. And also just networking with other YouTubers and other content creators in general. I know that I like to do networking just on Instagram. If I see somebody cute or awesome on Instagram, I'm gonna follow them. I'm gonna leave a comment and say, hey, you're awesome, I like what you do, da 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 da. And maybe they might respond to me, and maybe we might become Instagram friends, and maybe we'll become YouTube friends, and they subscribe to me, and then they tell their subscribers about me, and then all their subscribers subscribe to me. It's just about like making internet friends. Don't be afraid to compliment the next person. Don't be afraid to reach out to the next person in kind of a friendship type of way. And most of all, you have to be patient. Understand that YouTube is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not something that happens overnight for anyone. Y'all know that for me, it took years upon years upon years. I didn't even start making a single dollar from my YouTube channel until my sophomore year in college, when I had actually had my YouTube channel since my freshman year in high school. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years that I had a YouTube channel before it was really even anything. So it's about being consistent and being patient and doing it because you love it and because it's a hobby and because you enjoy it. Even if you're not getting a whole bunch of subscribers, even if you're not getting a whole bunch of views, or even if you're not making a single dollar off of it, you still have to love it anyway and want to do it anyway. That way you can stay consistent with it and actually get somewhere with it. So if making money and using it as a job is your #1 reason for being a YouTuber, it's probably not going to work out for you, because you're going to be stuck trying to make money and trying to turn it into this business, and it takes time. It takes a long time. I would highly recommend that you do not quit your day job, do not drop out of school when you're getting into this whole YouTube thing, because it is very unpredictable, and it's something that, like I said, it usually takes a long time. So you definitely want to start it out as a hobby, something on the side, something that just supplements what you normally do. You don't want to put all your eggs into the YouTube basket, because you really never know how it's going to turn out, and there's lots of things that you just do not have control over. Some of the stuff that you might be asking people for advice on, like, well, how come this is not working out for me? How come this is not working? Well, how come I'm not doing this? Sometimes there might not really even be a real reason for it, because YouTube is so unpredictable, and it's up to the people. It's up to the people whether or not they like you, whether or not, it's kind of just random. You don't really get to choose what happens to you in this whole YouTube game, especially when it comes to being really popular on YouTube or really, really successful with it. It chooses you. Like, the YouTube life chooses you. I didn't choose the YouTube life, it chose me. Some things you just really do not have control over. So if you put all your eggs into that basket, you can be disappointed at the end of the day. So I would just keep that in mind, keep it as a hobby, keep it as something that you just love to do anyway, and understand that it does not work out for everyone. It just doesn't. Everyone doesn't get to a point where they can make it a full-time job. Everyone's channel just doesn't take off. That's just the reality of it, and there's really no explanation behind it sometimes. But yeah, if you're just doing it because you love it, then who cares? It's a win-win situation. If it does take off, that's awesome, but don't rely on that, basically. But anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. I don't want to come off too preachy or anything like that. Hopefully you guys got some good advice out of this. Like I said, #1 thing is to just start. Make your YouTube channel, make your first video. Don't hold out, don't be nervous, don't try to wait for perfection. You have to start somewhere, and also just be yourself and stick to what you know. Those are the main things that I can give you in terms of advice. Other than that, I hope you guys at least got something out of this video. Like I said, this whole YouTube thing is very unpredictable. It just varies across the board, so it's very hard to give awesome advice on it, because sometimes there really just is no advice. Like, there is no rhyme or reason to it. But like I said, hopefully you guys got something out of this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.